Welcome, fellow kitchen enthusiasts, to another delightful episode of Binary Fables, where you will learn everything by analogy. Today, we're serving up a savory dish of knowledge about a critical ingredient in the machine learning recipe. Hyperparameters. Hyperparameters are the secret spices and settings that can turn your machine learning model from mediocre to magnificent. They're the knobs and levers we adjust to make sure our models perform their absolute best. Learning rate, number of layers and neurons, batch size, regularization strength, activation functions, dropout rate. These are the hyperparameters we are going to understand today in this video. Now, let's dive into these delectable ingredients that make our machine learning recipes truly special. First up, we have the learning rate, which is like the boldness of our chef in adjusting the oven temperature. Too high, and you might get a burnt cake. Too low, and you'll wait forever for it to bake. It's all about finding that just right temperature to bake your model to perfection. Next, let's talk about the number of layers and neurons in a neural network. It's like stacking layers of cake with chocolate chips. Too many layers or too few chips, and you'll have an unappetizing cake. Finding the perfect combination is just like discovering the ideal recipe for a delicious cake. Now we're on to batch size. Picture this as deciding how many cupcakes you bake at once. Small batches mean precision but take more time, like baking a few cupcakes at a time. Large batches speed things up, but it's like baking a whole tray at once. It can get tricky. You've got to find that sweet spot. Moving on, we've got regularization strength, which is like adding a pinch of salt to your cake batter. Too little, and you'll end up with a bland cake, overfitting. Too much, and it's inedible, underfitting. The right amount of salt ensures your model tastes just right. Activation functions. These are like the flavors you choose for your cake, say vanilla or chocolate. Different functions, like ReLU or sigmoid, can spice up your model's learning. It's all about picking the one that gives your cake, or model, that irresistible flavor, performance. Lastly, we have dropout rate, similar to randomly removing some ingredients from your cake batter. It stops your cake from getting too attached to a single ingredient, neuron, and makes it more robust. Adjusting the dropout rate is like fine-tuning the harmony of your cake batter. So, there you have it, folks. Hyperparameters are the secret ingredients and settings that go into baking the perfect machine learning model, our cake. Just like adjusting oven temperature or ingredient amounts, you carefully tweak these parameters to create a model that performs beautifully for your specific task. If you enjoyed this tasty analogy, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more delectable insights from the machine learning kitchen. Until next time, happy cooking. Happy learning.